Hi, my name is Antoinette Sellers. Welcome to Pillow Talk with Pink. I am Pink, an independent presidential candidate for 2024. Vote Pink in 2024. It's not just a color, it's a lifestyle. The debate, the Republican debate, oh, wow, wow, wow. It's quite a selection there. Mike Pence stating that he's the most qualified, being all over the newspaper, throwing out gossip, going against his own candidate, Trump. I guess he is. He did serve under a president. That makes him most qualified. Bashing Donald Trump, uh, that's not what the debate was about. They should have took advantage, actually, of the opportunity to state what they would do as the next president of the United States, as the 47th president of the United States. My name is Antoinette Sellers. I am Pink. So I'm going to elaborate on what they said, but then I'm going to say what I would do because that's what they should have did. If they were going to bash each other and things like that, they could have went for it and had a great time, and it would have been another reality show. But that's not what the American people are after. We have enough of those. We need the president to be 100% real, 100% effective, and 100% for the people, and 1 billion% for America. My name is Antoinette Sellers. I'm an independent presidential candidate for 2024. The United States of America needs to take a firm stand as it relates to the war in Russia and the Cold War in China. They definitely do. And as the 47th president of the United States, I definitely will take a firm stand on both issues as it relates to China and cybersecurity and data breaching and various things like that, and as it relates to Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine, us, United States of America, stay putting in money, putting in money, putting in money, and not manpower. We will look at that because we usually back money with manpower so we can be successful and not redoing the same thing over and over again, redundant behavior. As for Russia, our loss, I can honestly say we did suffer a great loss in reference to oil and various essential energy and materials because they were a major supplier. And with critical things like that, we should have had a backup plan. And I definitely will have that in place. I will have more than one revenue, more than one source for that. And I will increase American products. And that's the whole idea that we need more energy and more resources produced at home. And then when the ones that we cannot purchase or cannot uh, produce at home, we need suppliers when there are cold wars or when there are wars or when there are disasters. We can still get that and meet the demands of the American people and of the people that we trade to, our allies and things like that. So we can't fall short. I mean, that is not an option, but we did. However, we did. You guys just don't know how far short we fell, but we did fall short. And that's something that I'm going to work on as the 47th President of the United States. My name is Antoinette Sellers. I'm an independent presidential candidate for 2024. Vote Pink in 2024. It is the way to break the gridlock. We need to stop all that. It was amazing how the Republican candidate, Ram Swami, I think that's his name. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize up front. Gave so much support to the former president Donald Trump, even though he's running against him. He's a big fan, a big supporter. Hats off to you. Maybe you shouldn't be running. You should be the vice president instead of the president. Maybe you should reconsider what you're running as. Okay. Looking at Nikki Haley, hats off to you, Nikki. I agree with the COVID stimulus of 2.2. That's a lot of money, a lot of money. And we did increase Medicaid, food stamps, and add $8 trillion worth of debt under Trump and Biden, even more, you know. However, we fed the American people. And we not only fed the American people, we also gave great health care to the American people and people that came to us during disasters. It wasn't our intention to go overboard or reach the ceiling deficit, nor is it our intention to go and ask for more, to heighten the deficit, the ceiling deficit. But in times of wars and disaster and inability to control climate, there is a need. So that's drawing the need. And the fact that the economy and the revenue is not meeting the American demands, and not only demands of the American people, but the people that we're bringing into the country due to disasters and due to tragedies. We've had a lot of tragedies, even here in America. And then we have such high taxes in various municipalities and states that we have to go back and we have to revamp that and we have to look at that. So those are things we have to look at as it relates to the economy so the American people can continue to exist. I also want to make mention, since I'm talking about the COVID stimulus, and that the PUA funds came from the actual, it should have, let's say it should have, because I'm not 100% sure where it came from, but it should have come from the unemployment funds, because your unemployment taxes should have covered the PUA funds. But when I went back to look at the unemployment tax data and references, they were dated back as far as 1995. They haven't even been updated. So has so much from Social Security not been updated. City to city, state to state, municipality, federal. We need to do that. We need to update it. When we're sitting here and we're talking about raising taxes and doing things that would not address or hurt people that are current age or currently going to retirement, we have to consider those that will be 20 to 40 years old that will be going into retirement. Our goal is to not meet the needs of just the people going into retirement currently, but the demands and needs of the future. That's a goal. It's unfortunate that the training, I always tell people we didn't train enough people to make sure we had every basis covered in reference to running a country, running a city, running a state. We didn't train enough people. And that's a sad thing, because right now, various areas are suffering when we're downsizing. And as I look at all these DeSanto and Burgum and Hutchinson and Romsey and various people stating that they want to cut agencies, then you're going to double the work. But if you didn't cross-train and you didn't train enough people, it's going to be a disaster. I did, want to reach out and give hats off to Nikki Haley for even becoming a candidate in the Republican race. That's woo, hats off to you. Unlike you, Nikki, though, my name is Antoinette Sellers. I am an independent presidential candidate for 2024. And unlike you, I'm not only targeting women voters, but new voters and undecided voters and unhappy voters that have previously chosen other candidates. I'm speaking about former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden. DeSantis, I'm amazed. You didn't make it clear on what you're going to do as the president. You got to elaborate. You got to tell me something. You all over the map. It looks like. Come on, be precise, because I can't debate you or I can't say anything against you if you're all over the map and you're vague and the people won't vote for you. That's no way to go about that. To get votes, you have to tell the people what you're going to do when you get in there. I did hear some fabulous things from you, however. Some that I agree and disagree, but this will be a various part series. It's 100 degrees today, as we all know, so climate control is an issue, especially for the elderly, the seniors, those without the necessary elements to keep cool, hydration, and various things, and that are ill. Reach out to all your family, friends, and relatives during this time or any disaster time. Tim Scott, hats off to you. Focus on restoring hope and creating opportunities and protecting America. There's a great need to protect America, not only from cybersecurity, but that cute little balloon that keeps coming about, doing a surveillance check and winding around, taking pictures, photos of various areas. Maybe they're planning something and maybe they're not, but however, when they're doing the program where they're doing the balloon surveillance program, do we have one? Are we launching balloons in their area to do the same thing they're doing to us? Let's take advantage of these opportunities so we can know just as much. I think we use satellite more than we use balloons. I think a balloon that low is a little unfriendly. So I wouldn't have permitted it not longer than 5 seconds. I would have definitely taken it down. Working with NATO and non-members to successfully control climate and going to various areas, whether they're allies or non-allies, and discussing emission control. That will be something on my agenda, and that will help with climate control. I am going to proceed on some other things, but I'm going to take a break, and this is part one of the section, or part two of the section, because I did an informal introduction. My name is Antoinette Sellers. I am an independent presidential candidate for 2024, Vote Pink in 2024. I look forward to serving the people. I am an AJ, and when I say an AJ, that's an average Joe, but I have the love of the American people and America at heart, and that says a lot. A lady told me the other day, here's the last of the honest people. And I smiled. I said, really? She said, yeah. She said, you got to be it. She said, if you only knew. I said, no, if I only didn't know. Vote Pink in 2024. Secret versus transparency versus truth. Stay tuned for the next segment. Thank you.